What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. Today, we have got a great one lined up for you. You do not want to miss a single second. We got some big stories to talk about. Taxes, capital gains taxes no longer applicable for U.S. citizens on certain cryptocurrencies. That could be absolutely massive. Goldman Sachs revealing they own a lot more Bitcoin ETFs than people originally had thought. We do have to deal with some Coinbase rankings analysis and also two altcoins that are popping off, despite the fact that only 2 weeks ago, people were claiming that they were dead. Yes, of course. I'm talking about Cardano and XRP. We're going to take a look at those things and a whole lot more. It is just me today as T-Shroom is out, but we're going to have a whole lot of fun. You know what happens when it's just him. That means more charts, more charts, more charts. Make sure to drop in the comments things that you guys want to see on the show today. But first, before we get into any of that, you got to go ahead and smash the like button. You've got to hit subscribe, and I got to roll the intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a whole heck of a lot of fun today. A lot of stuff to go over on those charts. But first, let me know in the comments, how are you guys doing today? I have no T-Shroom to ask how he's doing, but I hope, just like Shroom, wherever he is, I think he's in Nebraska as we're talking right now. I hope you are doing better than you deserve. Smay in the chat saying more Tim means more happy. I don't know about that. I don't love solo shows necessarily. I like having somebody to go back and forth with, but there's a lot of news today that makes me very, very happy. Let's see. NCR Legend says, Tim, take off your hat until Bitcoin hits 100,000. Well, that was the deal. The deal was I would take it off until 70,000. That's been hit. I will take it off again in the future. Here, I'll take it off for a second. I need to get a haircut, right? So my hair is getting a little longer than I really like. It is real hair, for anyone's wondering. There's no fakeness. Tim didn't put a hat on because he's bald. I've had the same stupid hairline since I was 17 years old. I thought I was going bald back then. It didn't happen. It didn't happen, so, you know, it is what it is. JS saying, let's do Sheeb, TA. I like it. We'll hold Sheeb as a concept to do later on the show. What else? Cardano is going to crash, says KYK13. The dud entries to show he works with Musk. I don't know what that means. Cardano is going to crash hard soon. What a prediction right there. Well, we'll take a look at the Cardano charts later on in the show. Let's start off, before we get into some news, let's talk about the bubbles, though. What is happening here with the bubbles? A lot of green here today. You got some big ones, and guess what? There's ones that are bigger. Flare is the biggest, 42% right here. Very, very, very big. You got some meme coins doing well, like Bread and Goat. Bonk is doing extremely well, but then you have some other ones like Arrow up 17%, Cardano up 20%, XRP up 15%, Algo. We don't talk about Algo a lot, but it's up 25%. It could be benefiting from one of the big stories we have going on later on in the show. But right now, this is what the bubbles are looking at. Let's really quickly, let's dive into some short-term technical analysis, and then we're going to take a look at longer term after we get into some of these stories. But Bitcoin, we had been tracking the fact that Bitcoin had been trading in this falling channel, and this is a bullish formation, just so you guys know. Whenever you trade like these two red lines right here, and you're going back and forth, setting these lower highs and lower lows, it's a bear trend while you're playing it out, but it ends up being bullish long term. The question that's on everyone's mind right now, this is the 15-minute chart. And you can see over the last 30 minutes, actually about 45 minutes, give or take. We'll say 30 minutes, because we just started this 15-minute candle. We've broken above this red line. And what's even better is we quickly drop below, but then close the last 15-minute candle above that. What's going to be interesting, I like this formation on the hourly chart. Can we open and close an hourly candle above this line? Make sure to remind me towards the end of the show, if I don't do it for some crazy reason, to check in on the Bitcoin chart, because you can see we just opened here 5 minutes ago right above that red line. To feel good about this and to feel that a breakout is on the table for Bitcoin, you want to see this hourly candle close above. Otherwise, this is what we would call a bull trap, meaning bulls get really excited. They're used to a breakout. They want to see it happen only to find the price ends up rejecting and coming back down to the downside. And the reason why that's still on my radar is some of the things we have going on with the different time frames here. I'm not going to talk about macro TA at the moment, although I have to go out to the daily chart. You will see, I will say, all right, this just changed a second ago, guys. So you got to bear with me here. When I was doing my preparation, there were a couple things that were bearish on the daily chart. First of all, you can see the RSI 100% overbought, right? So this massive green cloud right here, that says overbought 100%. The MACD was starting to curve, but take a look. That MACD corrected with this recent move and it's going to the upside. Then you come over here. We had a gray dot. You guys know I love the momentum dots here. You always have to wait till the daily candle closes to confirm. But we had a red reversal and a gray dot and money flow that seemed like it was slowing down. All of a sudden, that gray dot disappeared. The money flow looks to be accelerating. So are we watching the official breakout happen as we're speaking? I don't know. Again, I was going to kind of issue a warning there, but it turns out it's not really that bad. Even the 4 hour, you're starting to see some swaying in here that things are curving back to the upside. It's not an overwhelming buy signal with where the oscillators are looking at, but the fact that the RSI bounced on the 50, that's actually really bullish. The fact that the MACD is starting to curve, it looks like go back to the upside. The Luxago oscillator never got a green reversal, but it does have green momentum, and that money flow looks like it's climbing here a little bit with excessive buyers coming in. That usually is good for a pump. And I'll say this. If you're looking at a target for this breakout prediction, what you would want to see here, I think we end up going to 100K, but easy analysis would say if we confirm this breakout, we should make a move up here towards 96,000, give or take. So keep an eye on that. But now let's get into, again, the daily chart ended up not being what I wanted it to be, or not what I thought it was going to be. Let's not say what I wanted, because I want Bitcoin to go to the upside, and I love it. What I'm watching, though, that still is concerning to me is the liquidity. There still is some really interesting liquidity at lower levels. You can see, in fact, if we go to lower ones like the 15-minute chart, there's not necessarily a whole lot of short liquidations to the upside that excite us. You know, you have a little bit right up here at 92,000 at 19 million, a little bit here at 91.2, around 21 million. But check out the yellow where we see 30 million and 20 million coming in down here at these lower levels, 87.2. And then down here again at 86.3. And once you start to hit these, kind of like a snowball, any of my friends in northern states, when you make a snowball, you don't go out there and just make one big ball. You make a small one. You make a little ball, and then you roll it, and it picks up more snow, and eventually it becomes really big. Well, that's what can happen when you get into these fat levels of liquidations is you hit this target here, massive liquidations. Right? That's bearish. People get exit out of their longs. And then it becomes a lot easier to go tackle this bunch and then this bunch and this bunch until we really don't slow the momentum down until where? Down here towards 84,700. Coincidentally, if I turn all of this off, that's also right there around the support level of this falling channel, which again, we're kind of on breakout watch at the moment. Is Bitcoin going to break out and solidify? We will not know for certain until the end of this hour. If we can get an hourly candle close above this red line, then I will feel very good about a breakout, and I feel very good about at least 96, if not 100K coming in the next couple of days. I told you 100K watch time started this weekend, or it started last weekend, but there's still a realistic chance if this breakout's confirmed, we could have 100K at some point, either the rest of today, not probably today, but Saturday or Sunday. But keep an eye on the fact that there is still heavy liquidity down below. It does still have the potential. I'm not even going to say it's going to, but the potential of being a bull trap. This is why when you're trading, you do wait for confirmation. If you just want to buy because you have some dry powder and you want to buy here at 90,000 before it gets up to 100,000, be my guest. But my traders out there, I preach caution. I preach patience. Wait for confirmation before you enter anything. That is what I'm going to tell you. We're about to talk about some very bullish things, though, that might be a part of the reason why we're breaking out right now. First, let's go in. We got a nice poll in chat. Thank you for that, Crux. By the way, Crux, I don't have that spinny wheel. We have a giveaway today for our members, and I lost it. For some reason, it's not in the Discord chat. If you can post that in there again, I need to go grab that. But we got some super chats Carlos C, first of all, with $5 saying thoughts on Moonwell. Well, and quick TA, it looks like you're good. It looks like a good entry right now, but we will like your opinion. All right, we'll take a look at that. I'm going to add that behind Shiba. Well is another one to keep an eye on. Moonwell. Thank you for the super chat, Carlos. Also, Steven Edgecombe didn't give a message, but wanted to give $2. Thank you so much, Steven, for that support right there. Wait, whoa. Let me get a drink of water. I'm developing a lisp. That's what happens when you talk by yourself. I want to pause and give credit to a lot of those YouTubers out there that run solo shows. It's very easy to run shows when you have back and forth. You know, I have T-Shroom or, you know, when you do this yourself, it's just you talking in a room to a camera. And I know there's, 565 people watching. That number is going to grow. We're going to have a big party up in here, but it's still in this room. It's just me and a camera, So sometimes you can drive yourself a little crazy if day after day you're just talking to a camera all day. But anyway, let's get into the news. Guys, if you're excited, if you're liking the show so far, smash the like button. Hit subscribe. In fact, I have a button that T-Stream gave me. Oh, it's big. Oh, that's very big. Oh, you gotta hit that one. Also, that one's pretty big too. That's a pretty big subscribe button. We're growing pretty fast. I mean, we're about to hit 34,000 subscribers. One of the first 40K coming, I think, pretty soon. You guys want to get into the stories? Let's get into the stories. Let's get into what is happening here. Starting off with the biggest one of them all. Title, thumbnail. We talked about it here. Thumbnail, by the way, created by Smay. Shout out Smay. I love it. I love what he's doing there. He's been making a lot of them going forward. Bedridden, do I feel lonely? Maybe a little. Maybe I feel a little lonely without T-Shroom. I miss my T-Shroom. But it's okay. The show will continue. No capital tax on U.S. crypto, Bitcoin reserve asset, nation state adoption, the biggest Trump rumors. Well, are they rumors or is this actually fact? The way this article is kind of laid out, I think we're getting closer towards fact. Let's kind of zoom in here and see what's going on, reading some details. The rest of the articles today, we really can just kind of look at the headlines of them, kind of speculate what's happening and move on. But this one, I think we got to dig in here. President Trump's administration reportedly plans to eliminate capital gains taxes on cryptocurrencies issued by U.S. registered companies. If enacted, this move would exempt American investors from taxes on profits gained from holding certain digital assets. Now, pausing right there, when I first saw that part, I was like, okay, what exactly does that mean? The U.S. registered issued cryptos. And the article goes on to help a little bit with answering this, but I think this is something we got to go ahead and discuss here. This is the part that there's still a lot of question marks as to what crypto will be affected by this. But we'll read the article more because there's more details here that fill in some of the blanks. But we want to see a little bit more filled in as well. Zoomed in a little bit too much, I think. Come on. See why you need a shroom around? Because when you zoom in too much, you lose everything. All right, let's go. One more zoom. Two more zooms. One more zoom. All right, that's good enough. All right, according to Cold AI founder. Am I in the right place? Yes. According to Cold AI founder Shayan Saleh. Don't think I got that one right. A Trump transition team member stated that the legislation would only apply to assets issued by entities that registered within U.S. borders before their tokens issuance. However, an outlined relocation path could allow foreign entities to reestablish in the U.S. to benefit from this exemption. So, for example, Ethereum was founded in Switzerland. Now, I don't know the details here because my next thought was, well, Cardano was founded in Hong Kong. However, the note right under here says, should this materialize, the policy is positioned as a transformative advantage for U.S. issued cryptocurrencies, including Cardano, which was, again, created in Hong Kong, but maybe there's something that changed about that. I know Charles has always lived here in the U.S. when he founded it, but again, if you quick Google search, it says it was established in Hong Kong. So I was confused on that. Algorand, of course, Ripple, Hedera, which is HBAR, which may gain considerable market appeal for foreign tokens. There's going to be a lot more, but those are the ones that kind of stuck out, right? So we know, according to this article, those ones, was that four of them? Four big ones right there. Those will be very good for them. And of course, it's going to be good for Bitcoin as well. But what will constitute the rest of these? I mean, will Ethereum and Solana still count? Will Chainlink and AVAX, will these still count? We got to find out exactly what this means. But at least for these, holding these, you could have massive adoption. If all this comes to play and there's no capital gains taxes on Bitcoin or these altcoins, whichever ones it applies to, that is so much incentive to move your money from anything else into those holdings. But let's continue because this isn't the end of the story. The incentive could prompt a shift in investment strategies favoring domestically issued assets and potentially reshaping the crypto markets landscape by driving competition among jurisdictions. So again, remember there's a relocation strategy. Maybe are we going to start seeing coins be more likely? Trump said this when he was running for president. He said he wants to make America the hub. Do you get all future assets being built in the United States to get a part of this? Do you see ones that were developed on foreign soil trying to apply for that relocation status to get over here? This is a big incentive for cryptocurrencies to be here in the United States. Guess why? Well, first of all, regulation might end up being the most favorable here in the United States almost anywhere. And secondly, guess where a majority of crypto investors are living? I know there's a lot in Asia and in Europe and Africa, but still, the largest amount of wealth being poured into crypto is coming from here in the United States. So this could be very, very interesting. Last point here. This is a quote by, I missed who it was. Let's scroll back up. His name was Dennis Porter. Dennis Porter, he said, predictions for Bitcoin in this cycle, should a fraction of the above become a reality, could be dizzying, Porter recently stated. The jump from 100K to 1 mil will happen much faster than people realize, gradually and then suddenly. And that ultimately does wrap that story up. Absolutely. The floodgates that would open on this would be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. While I'm talking about this, let's go check on Bitcoin because it just breached above 91,000, but we're still on watch. Is this a bear trap or is it a bull trap, or we keep going? But I'll keep explaining while you guys watch that chart. The amount of people that would take their money from the stock market, from real estate, from other places to move it into Bitcoin because they, and these other cryptos, because they could avoid capital gains taxes. Oh, this would be so huge. You guys know I've been a big fan of the total market cap looking kind of something like this over the next my three potentials: 6 trillion in May, 11 trillion in October of 2025, maybe 20 trillion by 2026. If this ends up happening, my total crypto market cap numbers are also going to be very low. Some of you complain I'm too high. If this ends up happening, these are going to be very low. But you know what else? You know what else you should think about? Gold. Hey, gold holders out there. If this happens, are you switching to gold? Or sorry, Bitcoin. Misspeaking. Are you switching your gold holdings to Bitcoin? Guess who thinks that you should? Senator Loomis. Senator Loomis right here with a tweet out today wants to sell the Fed's gold to buy Bitcoin. Well, I'll tell you this. If this bill passes, if this policy passes, and we end up seeing no capital gains tax on Bitcoin and altcoins that are issued here in the United States, then heck yes, we should be exchanging our gold for Bitcoin to put into the stockpile. Heck, if you're invested in gold, you should be moving your gold into Bitcoin because it would be so much more valuable to you long term. This is massive. I don't want to undercut the seriousness of this issue right here, guys. This would be absolutely major for Bitcoin and the crypto space. What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments. We got a super chat here. I'm going to check in, get a drink of water, and then we'll keep going on. We'll check the Bitcoin chart again, do more maybe major analysis, and then we'll continue on. We got more stories. KV says, can you take a look at the Aave chart? It's a top crypto lending platform. Yeah, I know what Aave is. We're very bullish on Aave. I'm not holding it. It's kind of one that's like on the outskirt of my portfolio sittings at the moment because I just don't want to be crazy spread thin with my picks. But I have respect for it. And anyone who ever does like a portfolio review with me and they have Aave on their list, I'm not going to complain at them whatsoever if they have that. Crypto Geo says 100% they would move their money. I agree. I would agree. Dip Buyer 83 says, oh no, I'm 18 minutes late to the show. Well, Dip Buyer, we'll forgive you this one time. We'll forgive you this one time. Tomorrow, don't be late. It's a Saturday show. Don't be late. Sean thinks that only idiots would sell their gold. It's stable and nothing digital is right now. Yeah, that's because there hasn't been any massive institutional adoption, Sean. That is what we're talking about right now. With these ETFs now on Bitcoin, with the further institutional adoption into crypto is going to become a lot more stable. And it's not necessarily even the greatest thing in the world, right? Think about gold, guys. Gold does not have these massive returns. let's take a look. Let's go to the charts here. Let's go in here and dig around a little bit. I got to go to my stocks. Let's go look at gold. And let's just talk about this. This is the weekly chart right here, right? Good looking chart. If you go back to August of 2022, right? That's around the time a lot of things were bottoming out. Crypto bottomed out in November. Gold bottomed out here. Oh, this is October. Okay, good. This is about the time everything was bottoming out. How much is gold up since that time period right here, October of 2022? If you bought back then, let's just go to the peak. I'm not even going to go to the pullback that's in play right here. Let's go to the peak. We'll give you the maximum benefit. 72%. That's what stable does for you, okay? Stable means that your money is pretty safe. But in the last 2 years, your gold investment, best case scenario, was only up 72%. Okay. Now, during the pullbacks, let's talk about, there's been some pullbacks here, right? We had a pullback in May of 2023. Your money, you're holding, only pulled back 12%, very minimal pullbacks whatsoever. Versus if I go back over to Bitcoin and I take a look at Bitcoin, and this is, again, the more conservative cryptos, other ones are going to be a lot higher. How high is Bitcoin since those October, December, areas, November, this areas? Oh, 483%. It's not as stable, right? It's not as stable. When we had a pullback in May of 2023, we had a pullback of, you can go like the other one, 23%. In fact, if you go back over here into April of 2024, Bitcoin had a decent 32% pullback, right? So your money's a little more risky. But when you start talking about stable comes with confidence that you won't lose a lot, but it also means you won't gain a lot either. My point here, though, Sean, is Bitcoin is going to become more stable. It's going to become a lot less volatile with this massive institutional adoption, with retirement money and 401ks and wealth from all around the world being poured into it. It's going to become more stable, which means the volatility will decrease, the gains will decrease, the losses will decrease. And hopefully it takes, we have a big boom before that happens, but that is what happens when you get stable. So I don't even know if stable is the best way to think about investing as a whole when you're looking at these different things. But let's go back in here. That was good question there. I heard statement there, Sean. Good engagement, good conversation. We're still on watch right here, just in case people are wondering. On Bitcoin, we have broken out over the last couple of weeks above a falling channel. You can make the argument this is a bull flag, whether you want to talk about that bull flag starting in January of 2024, and the breakout prediction here is going to put us in the world of, roughly 100 to 104,000, give or take. You could say this bull flag goes all the way back to September of 2023, in which case now that's a lot bigger prediction. We're talking about a breakout up over 150K. Either way, the breakout is just getting started here. I still think, though, when all this is said and done, I still think 100,000 is going to be a level that people are going to reject on. Let's put just a flat line right there. I think this is one that you're going to see a lot of people taking profits, selling off. And guess what we're really close to right now? We're very close to what we call altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance chart. Ooh, nice and climbing up. Still above 61%. I still think it's going up here to 62 or so. Bitcoin dominance chart. When it stops, like back here in December of 2020, when it crashes, like back here in February of 2017, this doesn't mean the bull market's over, right? This chart does not represent bull market. It represents when Bitcoin is just far and away the best asset to be holding, and when you should be switching and taking your profits from Bitcoin to moving to altcoins, at least for a temporary period of time. Remember, I said February of 17, and I said December of 2020. You go back over here into Bitcoin, and you look at those dates. What did it look like back here in December of 2020, January 2021? Bitcoin, after weeks of explosive upward momentum, hit 40,000 and had a nice little 30% correction while altcoins rallied, right? If you look at the same time period, again, first week of January, take a look at alts, total 3. What did alts do the first week of January? Oh, they rallied. Those are all white candles during those bearish weeks. Those are bullish candles on the altcoins. Bitcoin took a little bit of a spill, took a little dip. People took profit at 41,000, let Bitcoin drop back down to 28, and then they bought the dip and continued the bull market. Same thing happened back, like I said, in February of 2017. Let's go back over here and take a look. clearly, since back here in August of 15, Bitcoin got into a very explosive bull market. Then here in February 2017, guess what we decided to do? We decided to take profit on Bitcoin around $1,300, let it drop back down to about 881, a nice 34% dip, whereas the altcoins decided to take off during this time period, and then we continued our bull market later. What's my overall point? Alt season will come. Now let's switch to a different chart because there's a lot of mess here. Alt season will come with a cool off on these channels. Will it be 30% like we had in 2021 and 2017? Probably not. I think it's going to be more like 15 to 20%. Again, we're a more stable market, as Sean liked to put it. We're less volatile. But my thought is I think we're going to get up here towards 100,000. Where are we? 100,000? Right up here. A lot of sell-offs. And I wouldn't be surprised if that 15, 20% happen right there. Alt season hits. We drop to 85, maybe 80,000 again. And then we bounce and we continue this bull market. That would make so much sense for that to be the catalyst for alt season to truly start. You sell your Bitcoin at 100K, you move it into these altcoins that really haven't been running that much. Ones like Ethereum, where, yeah, Ethereum had a nice pop off the week where it went from 2,400 up here to 31, but that's nothing special. We're not even anywhere close to the highs we've had this cycle already. You take a look at Solana, a little bit more special. It's actually higher than where we were earlier this year. But at the same time, it's not like since the election season, Solana has done anything crazy. A lot of coins have gone up almost 100% since election. Solana's only up 38%. I think coins like Ethereum, Solana, and then, of course, the rest of the pack as well are going to massively benefit from alt season. But that's what we're kind of watching right now. My expectation, we're waiting for 100K. Then we'll cool off. Then you can definitely – I would take profits at 100K if I'm you guys. Not 100% of your bags, not all of it, just a little bit. Because I think you're going to be able to buy back at or below 90K. And alt seasons – will begin to take off, and all your alt bags will feel very, very, very blessed. Let's pause right there. We got more news coming up, but I wanted to cover some charts. We made a lot of ground right there, everybody. Big plans ahead, says Morgan Powell. Tim, we'll catch you on the moon. And then there's a drinks. Good reminder to get some drink. Guys, go hydrate. What do you think's in my cup right now? The best guess gets read in chat here. Let's keep moving on. We got some more stories to talk about, even on the Bitcoin front. Got a tweet over here from Mario Nawfal. I never pronounced his name correctly. Zoom the old-fashioned way. What the heck? What the actual heck? There we go. See what happens when T-Shroom's not here? Button pressing is a hard game. Goldman Sachs discloses massive Bitcoin holdings. The $2.8 trillion asset manager has revealed that they have $710 million in Bitcoin ETF holdings. Now, here's where I'm going to show you another article that this is a little confusing. It says their stake included a 156% increase in Bitwise's BITB and a 116% increase in Grayscale's GBTC since August. Good to know. They're increasing. This is what you need to know about this. They're not just buying a lot of Bitcoin. They're not just holding a lot of Bitcoin. They are buying a lot more right now. They are part of the buying the dip. But if you go into this article over here by You Today, we're going to find a little bit more information that you guys should know about with details about their holdings. Let's zoom in here. Goldman Sachs' greatest exposure lies in BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, which currently holds 12.7 million shares valued at $461 million. This represents an 83% increase from its previous filing in August for 6.9 million shares valued at $281 million. Some other ones you should know: the bank increases holdings in Fidelity-Wise Origin Bitcoin ETF by 13% from its previous filings. As a result, all right, this is a lot of boring information. What you need to know is they pretty much hold every major Bitcoin ETF, and they're increasing their holdings. This is super bullish. I don't know why this article says there's a catch, right? I read this article probably 5 times trying to understand what the catch was. There's no catch. It just says, hey, guys, Goldman Sachs, yeah, they own Bitcoin, and they've been buying a lot of it here more recently. This is absolutely great news for Bitcoin holders. Let's go to something that maybe isn't necessarily as bullish. We talked about this a little bit before, but we got to continue to track this right here. This is the Coinbase app rankings. Now, real quickly, before I get in there, you might be saying, Tim, why do we care about the Coinbase app rankings? Well, there's a historical precedence that When Coinbase makes it into the top 10 of app rankings on the Apple Store, that a local top is at least close, okay? That would suggest that retail investors are coming in droves, and guess what happens when retail investors come in droves, especially newer ones? That would mean that people want to, they want to buy, so smart money says, hey, let's sell our bags to these suckers. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but just this is a signal that some people use to signal a local top. What is the details here? Well, today it's coming in, I don't know why it says it's down 27. That makes no sense. It's at ranking number 13, okay? That being said, just yesterday it was at number 10, okay? So this did crack the top 10. The day before it was at number 8. So did that mark a little local top right there? Possibly. I will say what people need to be aware, let's make sure we take information in with a lot of data and not just convenient points. While this is a sign that people are coming back in droves, it's not necessarily the end of the world. In fact, I couldn't find it. Teacher and I were talking about it. We can't find it. A couple of days ago, we showed you a graph of the historical rankings of Coinbase on the App Store along with price action. And we actually saw there were several times throughout the 2021 bull market that Coinbase made in the top 10. It happened around that January mark where we had Altseason. It happened again in, I believe, it was either March or April, and then it happened again in May, and then it happened again in November of 2021, right? Going back to those same time periods, let's go back here. I'll show my chart once again. We're talking about it happened somewhere. Let me flatten this out. Happened somewhere right in here. Happened somewhere right in here. Happened somewhere right in here. So the first two times we actually got in there during the bull market, it didn't mean the end of the bull market. It just meant it was time for a little bit of a cool off. But the other thing I'm thinking about right now, and someone mentioned this in a Discord group, not a Discord group, sorry, a thread on an exchange on X, and they were saying, I get it that people are downloading this app a lot, but what's crazy is nobody in my roundabout has asked me how to buy Bitcoin, right? The thing to really think about is when your grandma and your dad and everyone at your work office and just people are coming out, people that haven't talked to you in a couple of months, if not years, reach out saying, hey, buddy, I know you're involved in crypto. Just how do I go about getting some of that Bitcoin? That is the sign that, we might be near the top of this bull market, right? Fresh meat, new investors coming in droves is evidence that the bull market might be coming to a close. Now, again, I think we're moving into a more mature, more stable market, one with institutional adoption that some institutions aren't even involved. So that could end up changing. But historically, that's what we're looking at. I'm kind of wondering if this shooting up the record is actually people who already had Coinbase wallets. They already had bought on Coinbase, and it's existing buyers that maybe have just been tuning out for a while, coming back in and re-downloading the app. Maybe they got a new phone. Maybe something changed. I don't know if this is actually representative of a bunch of brand new investors in bulk, like we probably will see at the top of the bull market. We'll have to wait and see, though. Again, this is, I think, close to where Bitcoin's going to have a 15, 20% pullback. I think it's close to where we'll have an alt season actually start. So it still makes a lot of sense. But we want to make sure that we're doing everything correctly. There's so many reasons to be bullish. The chart is bullish. The news is bullish. The policies and the regulation and everything, how it's going, it's all looking bullish. So I want to make sure we're giving you everything. I don't want to ignore the bad situations. And Coinbase being highly ranked on the App Store historically has shown at least local tops to be very close. So keep an eye on that one. You're going to want to be paying attention there. I think that's all of my stories at this point. It's 3:34. Still going to talk about a couple coins here. We're going to take a look at Cardano. We're going to take a look at XRP. I don't really have stories to go with them, but in case you were wondering, man, why is Cardano and XRP extremely up today? Well, there's a couple coins that are up today. Algo's up as well. But I'll throw you back to the story we covered yesterday. Good old Gary Gensler stepping down from the SEC, going back. It's very easy to understand why that's good for XRP. I mean, no cryptocurrency out there has been more hurt by Gary Gensler and his goons at the SEC than XRP. So this news is phenomenal for them. XRP is boosting. We're taking a look at their chart here in a second. But you might forget, there was a list of coins that the SEC named in a lawsuit claiming that there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that were operating as securities, and Cardano and Algo were absolutely on that list. So they are also major benefactors. Cardano, of course, also kind of still riding the waves of, is their founder, Charles Hoskinson, potentially going to have a position in Washington helping to formulate crypto regulation? I think that would be amazing. I think that would be really good. But that is the main reason why we're seeing these coins go up right now. Let's go take a look at what's happening with them. I'm going to get a drink. I'll let you look at that chart here for a second, although you're not seeing even the breakout. There we go. Look at that candle right there. Look at that XRP candle. I also want to take this moment to say I love each and every single one of you, but to everybody who said I was crazy for not giving up on XRP, what are you saying today? And I already know somebody else in here said that Cardano's about to crash. Maybe you guys think XRP is about to crash. Let me explain to you why XRP wasn't doing anything here till recently. All right, a lot of you have seen this if you've watched my XRP TA, but if you go all the way back to the peaks of April of 2021, if you go all the way back to the bottoms of March of 2020, XRP has been in a very, very, very long-term symmetrical triangle pattern, right? That's where the price action, you're seeing lower highs, but higher lows. And this has been happening for over 4 years, okay? So when people are complaining, especially more recently, that XRP is this stable coin, and it was a good joke, don't get me wrong. I'm all about the memes. I'm all about joking around. But I told you guys, be patient. Its time will come. The breakout will come. And when it happens, it will be pretty explosive. Well, guys, the reason it felt boring is because we were getting more constricted, and the resistance get lower, and the support got higher. And you constrict, and you constrict, and you constrict, but at a certain point, you break out, and boom, that's exactly what we're seeing happen right now. In fact, we're probably not that far away from seeing a $1 XRP within the next couple of days before we see any type of real resistance here for the coin. But this is one. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Have we done an XRP price prediction? We have. We have. And this breakout call is not far off of that prediction that we made, that we could very well see XRP make its way up here above or / to $6. I don't know why that's shorter than normal, but $6. Just from the breakout of this symmetrical triangle pattern. No Gary Gensler, no suppression. I know that Ripple and a lot of things they were doing was very supportive and backing of Kamala Harris, and a lot of people didn't like that. But there's already been reports in the last couple of days that Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, of course, Ripple is the one that founded XRP. XRP is the token for the company Ripple, has had meetings with Donald Trump, and there's some good relationships going on there. So I'm not an I told you so guy, right? I hate doing that. I don't think it builds. I don't think it's very helpful to anybody to rub it in their face when you were right and they were wrong. My point I want to say, instead of saying I told you so, my point is saying learn from this. Because my overall point was it wasn't time to harshly judge any cryptocurrency. Crypto wasn't supposed to break out yet. Nothing should have happened until we got closer to Altseason. I mean, take a look at Cardano. We're about to take a look at Cardano right now with that big breakout, but go back to 4 years ago. You guys realize that Cardano was the, and yes, I'm fighting a cold right now, so if I'm a little stuffy and stuff, my voice and my nose is just full of phlegm. Cardano was the belle of the ball in 2021. It was the most special altcoin. It rallied from the COVID lows. If anyone was brave enough to buy at 1.8 cents during COVID, you would go on to see 16,000% increase. That's an 165x, people. No, not a, yeah, 165x. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure I said that right. 165x, right? I'm not saying Cardano's going to do another 165x. My point is, people said it was dead back then too. People were judging it hardcore. Even when it popped back up after COVID, it only popped back up in this realm of like 12 cents, nothing special, got really boring, had a big pullback. No one thought it was anything special until after Bitcoin started rallying. And then really Altseason here at the end of December, early January, Cardano would take off like crazy. But to this point, if you were just looking at this, I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, people were looking at this chart back in the fall of 2020 saying, guys, this project is done. Yeah, it's just rallying because we're back in the bull market. It just bounced back from COVID, but this project is done. Only to see it go on a rampage. If I can hit the play button. Yeah, it's taking a long time to go through this. Let's hit this play button. only to see it go on a rampage over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. It would go on to be the most special cryptocurrency in that bull market. My overall point: don't be the type of person who just tries to declare the death of any coin. I mean, in reality, you want to know what coin should have died and is proving everyone wrong? Solana. Look at that candle back here in November of 2022 when FTX went down, and Solana was very closely tied to FTX. Look at the rebound Solana has made. Nobody says Solana is dead now. But if you had told me back here in October of 2023 that it was dead, you had a good story. It was only bouncing back because it was just overextended, but there was no way this project makes it down the road. And now it is the number 3 ranked crypto. Not stable coins included, but number 3 ranked crypto. That's the same thing for XRP and Cardano. I mean, there's coins out there that I have no intention of owning that I still would tell you don't hate on it and say it's dead, because bull markets have ways of making everything look super, super special. Let's talk about Cardano. That's my soapbox. Let me get a drink real quick. Smash a like, by the way, guys, too. We have 855 people here. How many likes? 295. It's not a good ratio there. Get that higher. Let's look at Cardano here. Cardano, of course, has been exploding since that election day win. Is up 114%. It's back. Cardano's back. Cardano haters in chat, you can say it's not. It's back. I'm just here to tell you it's back. Does that mean it's going to be flying to $20? No, that's not what it means. Does that mean it's going to be back into the top 5 cryptocurrencies here shortly? No, that's not what it means. It means that the coin's not dead and it has a very bright future. And there still is a community that loves it and is going to buy it. I mean, this is also what you love to see. Look at those 2 histograms during these rallies. It's not just the prices rebounding because the suppression of selling is over. It's people are buying Cardano. People are putting their money into it, not for a short-term gimmick, but they're doing it because they believe in it long-term. Could there be some form of a pullback on Cardano? There could, although we called this one back down to 52 cents. Ended up nailing that one borderline perfectly. I guess, you could have gotten it. We said 53, and it went to 52.1 or something. But it was a little lower than our zone. That was a good little pullback there. If you start to look at oscillators here, my expectation is the next pullback is going to happen with probably some bearish divergence, right? We're 100% overbought here. Let's get rid of this. We're 100% overbought on the RSI. Despite the fact that we're going to higher highs, the oscillators look like they might not match those higher highs. I think we're going to get some bearish divergence in play. I think we will. I think there'll be a small correction. Just how low do we correct to? I don't know if the daily chart smart trail gets hit. It'd be intriguing depending on where we end up topping out here. If we were to correct, I got the wrong tool. I'm on a Fibonacci. Give me a second. If we were to correct, I would definitely say this 50% level is a very intriguing level to keep an eye on here on 47 cents. But still, even that, I'm not certain that Cardano is going to do that. I think this is one that, with this bearish divergence, you might see it pull back down to these highs and get back down to 60 cents. But that's just about it. It is definitely making some big moves here more recently. And we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go just even to match some highs from this cycle so far. Getting back up here towards 80 cents, let alone talking about getting back to new all-time highs above $3. Give that one some time, okay? I don't think that we're hitting new all-time highs on Cardano. Like, there's going to be some coins that we're seeing new all-time highs probably end of quarter 1, early quarter 2 of 2025. I don't think Cardano is going to be one of those. 2021, Cardano was special, and there was a lot of hype driving that. I've said this on record. I don't think Cardano really should have. I don't think it should have been above $3. I think $2 was a good evaluation for it back in 2021, but the hype of the community was just so massive, it got a little over bloated. So it's going to take a little longer to set those new highs. I do believe this time next year we're setting new highs above $4. I think I gave a price prediction video, but I had to revise it a little bit. I think right now I'm predicting for Cardano this time next year probably around $4.60. Right, that's good for all of our Cardano holders. It's not $7. It's not $10 like some people want it to be, but that's still a big increase on your Cardano holdings moving forward. That's what we're kind of watching there. But again, yeah, we are overextended. I'm not going to tell people no. We're not getting sell signals just yet, right? We have bearish reversal. We have a bearish momentum. but we don't have negative money flow on the daily chart. We need to see that kind of scoop in here. What about the 4-hour? Is the 4-hour anywhere close? 4-hour had a sell signal, and it did almost nothing. The 4-hour sell signal brought us down to our 52 cents, and now we're back up. No sell signal on the 4-hour chart. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardano maybe get back up towards 80 cents before that bearish divergence comes into play and it comes back to the downside. And then again, if we get to 80 cents, pulling back down to 60 cents would be a decent little pullback for Cardano and a good place to scoop some more up. So there's what we're looking at there. I mentioned it, so we'll take a quick look at it. I don't think I have it saved on my list, but Algo's the other one that people are going to say, hey, this one's benefiting very much so from this news from Gary Gensler. It was suppressed, being called a security. We're not done on this algo run, it looks like, just yet. Take a look here. I mean, this is a very good-looking bull pennant in play that we need to keep an eye on. We've just now started. This could still send Algo, before this run is over, up here towards 21 cents. It's currently trading at 18. So we got some more room to the upside. In fact, give you just a gist on how much higher, probably another 18% to the upside before we finish playing out that one. But again, look at the volume coming in here. Confirmation volume. This is not the bears left. This is the bulls are here. They are here and they want to do it right now. Got some dissension in chat, some disagreement. I love disagreement. KY13 says Cardano won't hit above all-time high again. This time next year, it will be dead. I dumped it all this week and picked up Sui. KYK13. Is it not going to do it, or do you not want it to do it? Because that would then mean that your decision to switch was a mistake. I'm not saying your decision to switch wasn't a mistake. In fact, I switched a little bit of Cardano for Sui a couple of weeks ago. But if you ask me right now, I'm going to be very honest with you. If you ask me right now, should I switch Cardano for Sui? I don't think so. And the reason why is because I think Cardano still has a potential 15 to 20x left in this run. Versus Sui, and I'm very bullish on Sui. I love Sui. It's doing some great things. Probably a 10 to 12. Maybe it gets up to 15, but that's going to be about it. Like, there's a higher ceiling on Cardano at this point. So KYK 13. If you do believe it's dead, if you didn't make a mistake, I want to make sure you understand. You didn't make a mistake buying Sui. Sui's a great coin. But I urge you, so that you don't get your feelings hurt later on, or seem like a silly fellow, I urge you to, or I implore you to maybe back off on the dead talk, to back off and trying to predict that a coin is dead. That has not worked out for people well. And I want to see you thrive, KYK13. I want to see you do very, very well. And I think you will with Sui Holdings. And I'm sure you've done a lot of research to come to your conclusions. But I would tell you, to say that Cardano is dying, to say that crypto is dying, this, Caleb Franz was on the show the other day. He said, if you're bearish during a bull market, you're failing at investing. Whatever your personal opinions are about a cryptocurrency or altcoin, this is not the season for death. Maybe some things don't make it 20x, 100x. Maybe some things underperform their expectations. But this is not the time where coins die. Hype alone and community alone are going to pump a lot of these coins. So this is not the time for death in the crypto space. We'll talk about that towards the top of the bull market. Let's check out some coins that were requested earlier. I'm going to start off with a super chat one. Moonwell, I think, is the name of it, but yeah, Moonwell. Let's look at what Moonwell's doing. Ooh, it's falling. Well, that's a 4-hour chart though, so not a big deal. Is there a longer time frame chart? How long is Moonwell? We did this a while ago. How long has Moonwell been around? Oh, that's not the right chart. There we go. KuCoin. It's been around for a long time, right? I think someone said it's been around for a long time. Does it not have an index? There's no index that can give me everything. Well, that's a shame. All right, we're going to go back to KuCoin. It's going to give me some history. There we go. All right. There we go. This changes things a lot, this perspective. Bull trend. Since here, sloping, these are all higher lows. Now, this little period of time right here, that was a symmetrical triangle pattern. We broke out, and now we have set 2 higher highs. This is a bull trend. easy as pie to read. The question is, what is next? Because we're in the middle of a little pullback, right? Going back to August, Moonwell has been pumping. So it's up since the last time we talked about it, whenever you guys brought it up. 951%. That's good. It's now cooling off here. We've cooled off since then. A good 47%. That's crazy. It's so close to 50%, and it looks like a blip on the radar, but that's what happens when you're this explosive. I would be surprised if that's not getting at least close to the end of that one. Let's take a look here at what we have going on. We came down, we touched that daily smart trail. Check. We hit the take profit on the sell signal. Check. Check meaning good. We're not flashing a buy signal just yet, but the RSI is back down to a level it has not seen since back in September of 2024, when, again, it started this rally. So while it's not necessarily saying majorly oversold, it is very bullish that the oscillator is that low. The MACD is not showing signs of stopping, but again, it could. It's very low as well. We're not getting a buy signal. We still have negative money flow, but we are seeing a green reversal come in. And I'll tell you this right now, the minute this money flow goes positive, it's going to be a good buy signal here on Well for the daily chart. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Let's see what it's saying. Better stuff here, right? Hit its own take profit, check. MACD looks bullish, check. RSI was well overextended, check. And that is bullish. That is a buy signal right there, ladies and gentlemen. Reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That just said at least back up here to the smart trail, but then you start to track. You start getting buy signals on, say, like the 8-hour chart, in which case now we're tracking up to 0.8. I'll tell you this. I can't say this with certainty, but especially my long-term holders, I would buy. I would say if you're a trader, you might want to wait for a daily buy signal or at least an 8 or 12-hour buy signal to be official. But with us getting a buy signal on the 4-hour chart and with us having a good almost 50% pullback during this whole thing, I would say you're looking good as a good next spot to invest in Moonwell. I don't remember the fundamentals of it. We talked about that at one point. The chart looks good, though. This is a healthy and thriving coin. Let's look at Shiba. Let me check chat real quick. Tim, make sure you take your vitamins. I do take vitamins. Hope you're correct, Timmer. So Tony Roses. I do too, actually. I really do. People are asking a lot of coins. I don't think I'm going to have time to look at that many more coins here, guys. I said I look at Shiba. And I don't know if we're going to have time for Aave because we got to do our spinny wheel, our giveaway. And then we're going to kind of wrap for today. I'm going to get some rest. We have a 10 a.m. show tomorrow. Here's what I'll tell you guys. A lot of these coins come back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. because I'm probably going to end up doing, if there's some major news, I'll talk about it. But I'll probably end up doing like some form of like a portfolio update or maybe like a, hey, the portfolio I built a while ago is not the best portfolio for somebody. Let's build a brand new portfolio for maybe newer people. And you're going to use it to help rebuild some stuff. So I think we'll do a portfolio type of video tomorrow morning. I do some TA. We'll make it quick with the portfolio portion, and then we'll do some Q&A TA. So come back tomorrow morning. But let's do Sheeb to hit the road. And then we'll do our giveaway here in just a second. All right. Remember we talked about the inverse head and shoulders pattern on Sheeb here a while ago? Yeah. Did it? It did not hit its full breakout potential there. Yeah, we still absolutely on Sheeb could make a run a little further up here towards 4034 before it's all said and done. That being said, you do have daily bearish divergence that's calling for this little correction. So not going to be surprised if daily chart would suggest you could even make it back down towards this trend line and find that support level right there with the smart trail here as well. I assume we're going to start seeing some bullishness on lower time frames with this pullback, but let's take a look here. Yeah. The money flow is not negative, so you can't call this a sell signal, but bearish divergence, red reversal, bearish momentum, 100% overbought RSI. You know what I could see happen here? I could see this before a larger pullback. I could see this price, and let's do this. Let's zoom in here. I could see this price action going and setting a higher high like this and then coming down, and we have like a two-way. I'll do this. A double bearish divergence, and then you go to the oscillators, and it's going to look like this, where the oscillator doesn't get as high, gets a little bit lower right there, and then comes down, and then, you know, this is a lower high with a higher high price action. I could see something like that happen. It's impossible to predict. That's how it'll play out exactly. But that's something I would watch if we get some bullishness on the lower time frames. To avoid that right now, we could get that. Let's look at the 4-hour chart, where I'm going to assume it's getting more bullish. Yeah, RSI looks like it's bottoming around that 50. The MACD looks like it wants to cross bullish again. We're bouncing off that smart trail on the 4-hour chart. We're working on a buy signal at the moment where that money flow looks like it wants to go positive after being negative, and we have the green reversal. We have positive momentum. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bullish divergence play here on Shiba, where we actually set a higher high, and then we get another bearish divergence play, and then it comes back down. So, where would I look to the upside, though? Real quickly, let's just do that. Where would I look to the upside for a higher high here? Somewhere in the region of closing a candle at this wick / maybe even getting up here towards 4336 would be an area to keep an eye on. It's gonna be interesting, but yeah, that's where I would kind of look for Shiba and do another run to set some bearish divergence, say on that daily chart. Just get up here, 3336 area. look for the lower time frames to flip from being bullish to being pretty bearish, and then you'll see on the daily oscillator again, clearly higher highs on the price action, but the oscillators are still way down. That'll be your cue to take some profit and maybe look for a short position. All right, super chat from Yave Canella. Start drinking green tea, vitamins, and what do you think of SGM SRC Gaming? Yave Canella, thank you so much for the super chat. Go to our Discord and go join Fundamental Fridays happening right after this stream with Crux. He is going to be the best one to answer that one. I don't know anything about SGM and SRC Gaming, not my field of expertise. So sorry about that one. What are our likes at right now? 390. All right. Good stuff there. Let's get this wheel up here. Let's get this wheel up. We got 2 giveaways to do today, actually. This $50 giveaway is for our ultimate members in our membership. If you want to become an ultimate member, start trading with us. We had our second trading lessons in the Bros Academy today, where we're teaching the ins and outs live of technical analysis. Great session. If you want to be a part of that, join the Ultimates, or we have an option. You can buy Lux Algo plus the Pro Bros level and become an Algo Bros Plus member, and you can be on this list for a weekly $50 giveaway. If you buy Lux Algo, you're on the list for a monthly $500 giveaway, and you get to learn how to trade and watch our trades. Let's see who wins this week's $50. A lot of movement. This is growing a lot. Party. I'm gonna write this down. Zimba, I'm gonna reach out to you in the Discord, but you'll need to reach out to T-Shroom because we don't DM you guys. That's how scams happen. You guys DM us. And in this case, you're DM T-Shroom, and he's gonna get you your $50. Congratulations to Zimba, Cardi. Also this week, we got 3 of our yes, we got to take a look at Bitcoin here at the end of the stream in just a second. We're going to run a little bit past 4 o'clock. We got a giveaway for our factoids of the day. We got 3 of them right, so now I have to close my eyes. Someone in chat here is going to also be the winner of $50. Who's it going to be? Boom. All right, Diva Flow. Man, that hurt my eyes. Diva Flow said, Tim, what about BNB? Well, we're not going to take a look at BNB, but Diva Flow, you are this week's winner of our $50 giveaway for our factoid of the day. This is always more fun when T-Shroom's here. I have no fun sound effects. I can clap in the background, but I don't have any buttons. I don't have any buttons to make any noises. But congratulations to Zimba Cardi and Diva Flow. Make sure to be in Discord. Reach out to T-Shroom for your winnings. Let's check in before I let you go. Is Bitcoin confirming that breakout? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. What breakout are we talking about? Well, we had been in this falling channel. We thought there was a good chance we'd make a move down here closer towards 85, but we instead are breaking out. We have now officially opened and closed an hourly candle above this. Does that mean it's impossible to lose this and come back down? No, it's not impossible, but the likelihood just got seriously diminished. Look for potentially even a pullback down back to 90,300 though, just retesting a former resistance level of support. Might not happen this hour, might not happen next one, but that would be my best position to enter my next buy signal for Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the show, the Tim Only Show, I feel like we covered a lot of ground. We had a lot of fun. We're going to do it again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smash the like button. This big button right here. It doesn't look like that, but it's down there. Go smash that like. Hit subscribe. Join the free Discord. Join the memberships. We are growing so fast, and this bull market is going to get very fun, very heated. If you want to be a part of it, you got to be over there in Discord. Thought of the day with Tim before I let you go. Don't be a hater. Just don't be, hating such a waste of resources, of your time, your energy, and your emotional state. Every time you go out and just try to cause problems for someone else or something else, you're sacrificing a whole lot of energy and time you could be using to build yourself up. And then when you get built up, you can build others as well. So let's be a community of hope and of encouragement and of collaboration. Let's have hard conversations. Let's engage. Let's debate. Let's talk it all through. But to blindly hate and speak death to coins and death to each other and you're stupid and no, you're stupid. What are we benefiting anybody? At the end of the day, how am I benefited if he's stupid and me telling him he's stupid? That doesn't help me at all. What makes me better is when I focus on myself. And then when I help him out as well, if he is lacking knowledge, I help him come along the journey as well. There's something special about learning and teaching that helps give you every piece of information you need to know to be a better trader. But that being said, go out there, be a lover, not a hater. Love you guys. See you tomorrow morning. Adios.